Hey people, what we're doing today is actually I'm installing this new billet aluminum fuel rail from faster.com. It's a pretty awesome piece. It actually will go in place of this kind of this stamped steel piece right here. And while I'm doing that switch, I'll show you the little video how I do it, but it's actually really easy. While I'm doing that switch, I'm actually putting on some of these new injectors here. We open one up, and the difference of these injectors, actually they have the bottom what is it, the 4 little holes that spray the fuel out, atomize the fuel a little bit better than what the stock injectors here. There's a lot of write-ups on YouTube and whatnot about the injector swap, but the good news is that the rail, the billet aluminum rail, could actually use the stock injectors, or it could use the upgraded injectors. So here we go. So first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to pull these injector little clips here. You squeeze both sides and you pop them off, right? Real easy. We'll need a wrench, and we're going to take these bolts off here. So I'll just show you here quickly, and we'll do this, and I'll come right back to you. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts off the fuel rail, and then now what I'm doing is I'm taking off this quick disconnect. What is this little fuel line here? It's got basically this little foot on it. You pop the back off first, the front pops out, and then inside that little quick disconnect, there's a couple little tongs that grab this little rib on the fuel line. And actually, you can see it right here on this new one. You can see it actually grabs right here. So what you have to do is get this little device that you can get from O'Reilly's or whatever, but it's cheap. You stick it on the line, you squeeze it down in, and you basically kind of force it in, and in essence the fuel line it hits those tongs, and then once you get it to a certain point, it pops right off. So there's the little keeper, and you can see those little tongs in there. You have to get it past. So makes sense, right? So now we'll just go ahead and pull the fuel rail off, get this bolt back off, and let's see. I don't think I've undone the injectors yet. We'll have to undo all the injectors. But the fuel rail should come off the top, or we'll pull these. Let's pull these little keepers off all the injectors first. And it's pretty hard to mess these up because they're all heat soaked. The wires are all heat soaked where they want to be, so it's really hard to mess them up. Let's get this one off here. Come on, baby. It's a hard one. Get the fingers in there. There we go. Okay, so we got all them off here. Let's not get these two mixed up because these are pretty close. You can see where the lines go. And so now the trick is just to pull the fuel rail away from the intake manifold. Let's see what happens if we just get some leverage points on it. Let's put this away. Okay. And it just comes right out. It lifts right out. Yep. Okay. So as you can see, it's starting to separate. Pulls right up. Back's being a little tight. Let's get this back one off here. Let's see here. This back one's got to come off a little better here. Let's see here. Just got to keep pulling off, and there it came up. Good. And now what I'll do is is actually on the fuel rail itself, right here, there are these little clips. And so if you reach down from the bottom, get a screwdriver in these clips. Let's see, where's a good angle here? Watch these clips. They just pop right off. There's another one. Just pop right off. So we won't be using those on the next rail set because of the way the retainers are. But yeah, so you can keep them if you want with your old rail in case you ever want to go back. But, so then, now that the fuel rail is actually really loose, we can just try to work its way out. It might be kind of hard because things are actually in the way with all the injectors on it. So what I'll probably do is just pull the injectors off the rail. Let me do that really fast. Be able to injectors are here. Just a little bit of twist, they come right out. I worked them out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once I got to here, now the fuel rail can actually just slide right out. So here's the original piece, and there's the new billet piece. It's gonna look sick, right? Okay, so here are the new injectors that I'm actually putting in. Let me open this package up really fast. So as I put this new injector on, you can look right down there. I think you can probably see. There you go, 4 little holes, right? If you look at the stock injectors side by side, you can see that there's quite a bit of difference as far as the same distance and same height, but one's quite a bit fatter than the other. If you look at the center of this injector, you can see that there's 1 hole right there. So you're going to get better atomization with this new injector. Now the problem is, as you can see, this is the the EV6, EV1 type of plug, which is on my wiring harness. This is the LS3 style, which is the EV14. I have to get an adapter. They should be here in the mail any day now. So once I get the adapters put on, I'll be able to wire them up. But in the meantime, I can put these on. And what I'll do is I'll just take the injector, put just a dab of WD-40, and stick it in the just to put a little loop so I don't tear the O-ring. And you'll notice one of the injector ports right here. I didn't pay attention when I was pulling the injectors off, but you see that? It's an O-ring from the old injector that's stuck in there. You're not going to want to put the obviously the new injector in with that O-ring, so you got to make sure that those ports are open. And there's one back here as well. Look at that. Pull them out, and yeah, no problems. And you can see now what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of lube and just put a little lube on the injector, and I'm just going to go and stick it right in the hole where the old injector came out. There we go. There's the injectors fitting in. As you're tightening the brackets down, what you want to do also, just to be safe, is grab your injectors. Your injectors should move really easily, right? They need to be able to, to adjust. So that way, when you tighten the rail down, you're not pinching the O-ring of the injector for some weird reason. So I have the rail on. It's tightened down. Fits perfect. The injector angles are all spot on. The injectors themselves, again, I'm waiting for the adapter plugs to go in, but again, the stock ones will be the exact same length. But the injectors have a nice, there's no up and down, but they're just enough that the injectors can swivel. And again, I'll get the adapter plugs and I'll be able to plug those in like so. And then now, last thing you want to do is just make sure this is clean, and this should just come back on here, and then it just seals up like so. Clicks in like that, pull it off, and it's not on all the way. So let me get that on all the way, hold on. So this actually I had to push a little bit harder to click that on. Click it on, and then the little foot attachment will go on like so. I wonder if that's gonna clear or not. Let's pull this out, pull this back a little bit. Get this little foot in there, and then clips on there. And once we get the injectors on, we'll get it started up, and it looks great. It looks actually pretty good. I mean, I think if it was actually maybe like a blue or red or something, or polished, it'd stick out a lot more. But yeah, it looks really nice and clean in there. And the last thing here, which I've done, is I actually pressurized the system, even though the injectors aren't actually connected. You pressurize the system, you take this Schrader valve, and you're actually going to bleed off a little bit of air. So once you turn the air on, once you turn the pump on, get the air out of it. All the air's out. Now it's just the fuel in the line, so it should fire up. So once I get the injectors, adapters, I'll be able to get it taken care of. And finally, got it back running. Got the injector adapters stay in the mail. There's this change from the EV1 to the EV14. And yeah, it works great.